Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all, episode 413. I'm Adam Walker.
And I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And these episodes are brought to you by TogetherLetters and Edgewise. TogetherLetters, if you want to stay connected to the important people in your life without the hassle and insanity of social media. And who doesn't need that? Like, really? Like, let's just be real. So
wait, are you saying you do need the insanity or you don't need the insanity?
yes. I'm
Okay.
saying yes to yes. I need
Got
it for my entertainment, and I don't need it for my sanity. So it really depends on which one I'm going to prioritize in that moment. Entertainment, sanity, entertainment, sanity, entertainment's probably going to win.
Santertainment me.
Santertainment.
Santertainment, yeah.
We have a good episode for you. It's less articles, which means more banter. So get ready. We're going to talk about some awesome hacking robots. We're going to talk about an amazing 14-year-old. We're going to talk about an epic failure of AI to identify whether or not you should walk to a car wash. Hint, hint, you should not. And of course, Tech Rex at the end. So, Sanjay, what do you have for us first?
So let's start up with the things that aren't working right and you should probably not get. The DJI RoboVac. So everybody knows DJI because they make little drones and things like that.
They got banned in the U.S. Yes, they did.
And we have their little cameras too.
And the cameras are amazing.
Which I don't know if those are banned or not. But anyways, this RoboVac has security so poor, this man remotely accessed thousands of them. Yes, that's right. Thousands of, not only just access them, access the cameras so he could see inside your house.
Yeah. So
you didn't know he could do.
Apparently he was trying to connect a PS5 controller to his robot vacuum, as one does, because that's entertaining. And in trying to hack the robot to do that, he suddenly got access to 7,000 robots that he could then control. So basically, instead of calling the server and his robot responding, he called the server and they all responded.
They all responded.
Which kind of, it sounds a little like the Apple TV show Pluribus, which you have not watched.
I've not seen.
You won't get that reference.
No.
I'm sorry for you.
But I'm sure it's exactly like that. Yes, I know. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is mildly terrifying, and it feels like something they probably should have anticipated a bit,
Yep.
I think.
Here's the problem of cloud-connected things and things that are not built well.
And things that make you,
Yeah. And especially, like, I think the biggest problem here is things that have cameras and microphones on them that are cloud connected that are roaming around your house.
Just roaming around your house. Yeah.
That's not good.
Terrifying.
So
somebody might see my feet, except I don't have that robot.
Yeah.
But,
It sees a lot more than feet if you look at the pictures.
I don't want to know. I don't have that robot.
So,
all right. WordPress.com adds an AI assistant that can edit, adjust styles, create images, and more.
Yeah. So I tagged this article specifically because you and I talked about this. So we are in the process of rebuilding TogetherLetters and we're moving to a new platform and not everything is available to regular humans just yet. We're starting to move things slowly to make sure everything, nothing breaks, but it is amazing.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I had to do was transition our website. So if you go to TogetherLetters.com, it's still the old website. But there's a new site coming. And instead of using a content management system like WordPress, I told the AI Claude Code to build us an easy to use blogging system.
Yeah.
And they built it in 20 minutes. And it's just as good as anything out there. It does only the things that we need. It is super fast. And your response to that when I showed it to you was WordPress is in trouble.
I mean, everything's in trouble.
Everything's in trouble.
We've hit the inflection point where if I want software, it's usually easier for me to go create it with AI than it is for me to go find a tool that does what I want it to. It's crazy how good it can. Like for anything, for organizing things, for managing stuff. Like I was talking to somebody today. And she was telling me about I do some stuff for this nonprofit and they have this very specific membership and they wanted to be able to do this and this and this and this. And I was like, have you considered having AI create that for you? And she's like, no. But what about them editing their stuff? They need a CMS. And I'm like, have you considered having AI create that for you? Like, it's that good. It's wild. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's smart that WordPress.com is doing this. It's a little late, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but
and
I
it's very
wonder,
limited. It's very
I wonder
limited.
what this means for people that work on WordPress and stuff, because a lot of them are going to be like, I don't really need you anymore. I can just tell it to do the thing that I used to have to wait a week for you to do.
Well, not only that, right? But like the power of WordPress, hosted WordPress in particular,
Right.
is that you have a content management system and you have all of these crazy plugins that do these million different things for you. And Lovable can just build that for you outright now. Like, just like, I don't need a plugin to do literally any of it now. I can just build it and have it the way I want. Now, the
And be
downside,
natively in the thing.
yeah, the downside is a lot of these you build and they sort of, the more you build on them, the more they also kind of degrade. So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So you have to be really careful, and you have to have some backups and put it on GitHub and all that stuff to make sure that you're okay. But nonetheless, like this is the worst version of AI builders we will ever experience today, right? Like that for the rest of our lives, we're at the worst version currently.
Right.
And it's just going to get better. And it's already good enough to where it's already teaching me that I don't need to find software tools. I need to just build them for myself. It's just easier that way.
Yeah.
So
I got to say, so just recently, a little side story. I asked Claude to compare 2 different credit card processing services.
Okay.
Because of some of the stuff that we're doing TogetherLetters and we might be moving. And I told it, like, can you just give me a breakdown? I just wanted it to now analyze the cost and the fees and all of that stuff, so I could understand if we made this move, what it would mean. Instead of doing that, it did do the analysis. It created a web page that I could fill in the fields, and it would in real time then calculate what the fees were on these 2 different things. I didn't tell it to do it.
Yeah.
It just did it. And the web page is glorious.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I could just type in. I don't have to keep asking you. You already built the thing, and it worked perfectly.
I had a similar experience with Manus, where I had to do like a ton of research about something, and it was researching the different pathways to get into Georgia Tech for my son, and like the different ways to do it. And it got done doing the research, and it was like, hey, do you want me to just build you a web page that explains all this where you can just click through things? And I was like, yeah, build that. And then like it built this web page where you could like see all the paths and click through and see all the description. Like, it was just like, it was such it was a better way to engage with the information than just reading the information. And Manus recognized that and offered to do it for me, which was amazing. So I'm all for it.
Speaking about somebody that's done something and has gotten an amazing thing because of it, OpenClaw founder Steinberger joins OpenAI. The open source bot becomes a foundation. So I don't know that we've actually talked about OpenClaw. It took the internet by storm
crazy
a few weeks ago. So to describe it, basically OpenClaw is a server that you run in your house. You connect it to an AI, you connect it to whatever services you want. And this AI then becomes an autonomous thing that you can ask things of, right? So you can have it like scan all your emails, scan your calendars, do all this stuff. And it's a locally hosted thing. Now, we haven't talked about this. There's a lot of security issues. There's a lot of concerns about this stuff and whatever. But there was also a website that was built called Moltbook, I think. And basically all the AIs got on there. Only AIs were allowed to join. And they started discussing with each other things. And they just started discussing humans and you know, our pros and cons and all. Basically, it was the Matrix and them figuring out how to kill us or something. But this thing took the internet by storm. And then the founder, I think because of it, got the notoriety, his profile was elevated, and he was looking at different options and different opportunities, and then ended up accepting a job at OpenAI.
So good for him.
You were looking at running OpenClaw at one point and didn't.
Yeah, I looked at it. I didn't feel comfortable putting it on my real local machine. I could have put it on I've got like a Mac Mini for my kids. I could have put it on that. And I still might consider doing that. I did try loading it through there was like a third party or like a web app that would like load it up for you virtually. Yeah. And I tried that, but it was so complicated just to even get it doing anything, it was absolutely not worth it. I was like, this is garbage. I don't have time for this.
So even the regular, so before it like super blew up, I tried it out, and installing and configuring it was not simple. Like I got it running, and then after a while I was just like, this is taking too much time. I'm not doing this. And I did delete all and got rid of that thing and moved on.
The productivity boost is not worth that investment. It wasn't anyway for me.
Like I'll wait like another 3 months, and then there'll be an easy version that's just like one click and it just all works, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Give me that version.
I can be a little behind on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, exclusive. Pentagon threatens to cut off Anthropic in AI safeguards dispute. You tagged this, and it's behind a paywall. So tell me about this, Sanjay.
So Anthropic has told the Pentagon, the Department of Defense, that they are not allowed to use Claude in 2 situations. 1, surveilling Americans, and 2, for autonomous weapon systems. They say you're not allowed to use them for those 2 things, which I agree with. Don't do either one of those 2 things.
Yeah.
Surveilling Americans? No, don't like that. Don't like that. And autonomous weapon systems where they can make mistakes? Yeah, don't like that either.
Don't like that.
The Pentagon saying like, no, you have to allow us to do anything we want, and we don't like this. And they're threatening to basically cancel the contract and kick them out. I think Anthropic should stick to their guns.
I think they probably will.
Just because you're government or any person does not mean you must demand any company gives you whatever you want whenever you want it.
Yeah.
Right? That's not the way this works.
Nope.
If you make something, people can't just force you.
Yeah.
Now, before we get emails from listeners, yes, I understand there are some certain cases where the U.S. government is allowed to do that, right? Like you're not allowed to get patents on space stuff, I think, and there's some other things. I get it, right? There's some carve outs, but by and large, most things,
generally speaking,
you make things you are not forced to give to other people just because you made it and just because they want it the way that they want it and not the way you want to sell it. So
yeah, that's fair.
Nainer, you don't get this, U.S. government and Pentagon. Figure out something else. There you go. Adam really liked my Nainer comment.
That was really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. Reminded me of Nanu.
Okay, Mork. From Zork. Next up, something else that's not good for your AI and not going to be good for when you buy stuff. If someone can inject instructions or spurious facts into your AI's memory, they gain persistent influence over your future interactions. Microsoft warns AI recommendations are being quote unquote poisoned to serve up malicious results.
Okay. Pause.
Uh-huh.
Are they talking about AI or are they talking about the general American population right now? Because I feel like the same kind of applies, like inject instructions and spurious facts into the general populace. And it can be made to recommend poison things. Like I feel like that's what's anyway. I'll stop there.
So maybe AI is just a reflection of humanity. They both do the same things. That's a good point. That's
well, I mean, to that point, I will say this. I'm reading The Grapes of Wrath, and the way that the sharecroppers talk about industrialization and tractors, is exactly the way that white collar workers are going to be talking about AI. Like one machine does the work of 100 sort of deal. One machine driven by one person does the work of 100. Like, yeah, it's about right. So anyway, continue. I thought I'd share that.
Yeah. No, interesting that you're going like super old school. What's the author's name?
I'm cultured. I have many layers, many depths.
What's the author's name? I've totally forgotten the author's name.
Oh man, Steinbeck.
Steinbeck.
Right? Yeah,
I knew it was something Beck. Steinbeck. Yes, it's funny because one of the things that I keep recommending to people when we talk about this stuff, AI and everything else, it's something that I've been saying for decades now at this point, is the thing that will keep you employed and engaged with stuff is not your ability to do kind of rote work. And all of this stuff is rote work now that we're seeing, like AI can do it's rote work, essentially, a lot of this.
Yes.
Right. It's creativity, right? Yep. AI still cannot do creativity. I used to say this decades ago when we talked about, this worry about all these kids in these other places that are better at math, better at science, better at this, better at that than the kids here in the US. And the way to stay ahead was creativity, right?
Yeah.
If you can problem solve, if you can be creative, if you can make that ingenuity leap of stuff,
Yeah.
it's no competition. You're in a different game than that. I think the same still holds true with AI, right?
Yep.
We now all have the tools to do the same thing. Now the difference is going to be, are you
What do you do with the
creative?
tools?
Are you more creative than somebody else with those same tools, right?
So back to the article.
Oh, wait, we're talking about an article about poisoning stuff. Yeah.
They're injecting, somehow they figured out the ability to inject AI's memory with bad information so that when you search for products, theirs floats to the top. Which
basically they're saying like you could have fake web pages that then get scanned in that say like, hey, this company is the best for enterprise solutions in a page that's about something else. And then later on, you search for something that's good for an enterprise solution and it recommends this bad company or fake company. And then if you don't fact check, I mean, here's the whole point of this. You got to fact check your stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just rely on the thing to make up stuff.
But back to the general population, fact checking
that's the problem.
Is not
our
strong suit.
Yeah.
But on a
There's a website called Snopes.com, by the way, that everybody should know.
Great. Love Snopes.
And use.
New nickel iron battery charges in seconds, survives 12,000 cycles. Okay. I'm here for it. That's what I got. That's my commentary.
Charges in seconds. So the only problem with this is it doesn't have the energy density like other batteries. But if they can figure that out, man, right? Like this would mean if you could have this battery in your phone, then the battery doesn't go bad from you just recharging it all the time and also recharges instantly. Like how awesome would that be? Right.
Like that.
I don't think my USB charger though probably puts out enough juice to charge it in seconds. That's the problem.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer.
One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
All right, Sanjay. Weird and Wacky, what do you got for us first?
First up, this just makes me so sad. Because it's like, what have I done with my life? This 14-year-old.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. Sad in a good way because he's doing awesome stuff. He's way smarter than I am. Got it.
Awesome for him, but what have I done with my life?
Yes.
This 14-year-old is using origami to imagine emergency shelters. Apparently, I can't speak today. That are sturdy, cost efficient, and easy to deploy. In fact, he made a design using origami that supports, what was it? It was like 12,000 times the weight or something like that.
Yeah.
10,000 times its own weight. 10,000 times its own weight.
Yeah.
Who knew you could do that with origami?
Yeah. It's wild, man. Apparently he got like really obsessed with origami. And then as a part of that, started like thinking through like this sort of structural stuff. And then it was like, okay, well, what if like in one fold, what kind of structural stuff can I create that would be, like that level of thinking for a 14-year-old is just wild to me. So very impressive.
Awesome for you. What were you doing when you were 14?
Not that. I was probably playing Doom. I was playing Doom is what I was doing when I was 14. On my computer, I was playing Doom. I was listening to my Offspring CD. I probably had a site up on GeoCities around that time.
Offspring CD.
Yeah, dude. With the really terrible lyrics
that
you had to turn down when it got to the really bad lyrics, Dad, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. But it's okay. Because recently my son was we're in the car and Offspring came on and he was like, yeah, I like this song. I was like, oh, right. Yes. So
you didn't turn it down on the bad parts then?
I did. That song, the one you quoted, you got to keep. That was the one. That doesn't have the bad parts.
Yeah.
It's the album. What I thought. That's the problem. It's the problem.
Oh, there
you
go.
Next up, Kevin. Question. I want to wash my car. The car wash is 50 meters away. Should I walk or drive? That was the question that he posed to every AI chatbot. The car wash is 50 meters away. Should I walk? I want to wash my car. The car wash is 50 meters away. Should I walk or drive? Every chatbot said he should walk because it's good exercise. It's not that far, whatever. I went to ChatGPT just now and asked this question, and it said I should walk.
And then,
I
and
feel
then
like
if
you
you
missed
ask
the
it like,
imperative somewhere.
yeah,
in there.
then if you ask it like, then how should I wash my car? And one of them I think said, well, your car's already there.
I missed that part. I meant like
No, that's not true.
and this is why AI is not taking over the world today, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't recognize. If I ask my 10-year-old, I want to wash my car, the car wash is 50 meters away, should I walk or drive? He's going to know the answer to that. So
Yeah.
like in some ways it's so smart. In other ways it's so dumb.
Yeah. Well, it's not doing logic or reasoning here, right? It's just
true.
kind of piecing things together. And so that's why. It's just it has such a large amount of data to piece things together. That's why it seems smart.
Yeah.
So there you go. Something else that you thought was smart, but they're not really that smart at all. In a blind test, audiophiles couldn't tell the difference between audio signals sent through copper wire, a banana, or wet mud.
Yeah, and there were a couple others in there too that it did mention in the title, but those are the funniest: copper wire, a banana, or wet mud.
Yeah. So those
yeah.
fancy, expensive audio wires, audio cables that you've been buying, they might not be doing too much for
Make
you.
absolutely zero. We need to send this to our producer and our editor for Edgewise. And be like, listen, I know this is gonna hurt your heart, but here, go read this article. Like with their high-end, fancy falutin audio wires stuff. It's gonna really, really mess with them. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be great. Oh yeah. How did they get the signal through it? I wasn't really clear about that.
I think it's like, connectors or like wires on both sides, but then it's transferring through.
And it did say the signal, it dampened the signal, but it didn't kill the quality of the signal.
Right.
All right. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Tech wreck, time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
Okay, Adam, it is tech wreck time. You've got a cool one, I see. What do you have for us this week?
Yeah, so I've been doing this thing where, because Lovable is so good at building software, I've just started building software like once a week that's helpful for nonprofits for free, just because I can. And one thing that nonprofits need desperately is event promotion planning and marketing. And so I built eventpromokit.enablegood.io. So enablegood.io is just my domain to sort of house all this. But event promo kit, you go in there, like, when's the event? What time is the event? What's the title of the event? Who's the audience? It asks you, it walks you through a whole bunch of questions. And then it'll give you like, okay, you need to send 2 emails and 5 social posts and this and this. It gives you all the whole plan and schedule and a draft of potential copy you should use for those communications. And then you just, hit the copy button and just, copy it and paste it into whatever and go use it. And it's free. So eventpromokit.enablegood.io. It's just a fun little tool that I built that I think is helpful for nonprofits.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I've got a product that I don't actually use, but my wife does. So I know you're a huge fan of the Ember mug.
No, don't make me buy another mug, Sanjay. Stop talking right now.
I'm about to. So I had bought her the Ember mug and she liked it in the beginning, but then hated it because it always, I don't know if you find it, but it always keeps disconnecting from the app. And she was always trying to control it and things like that. And it never... And it irritated her to no end. She talked to them a bunch of times, the support, and they were like, do this and do that, and none of it ever worked. Sent a new puck and all kinds of these things. So she found a different mug, the Next Mug Plus.
Okay.
So there's a Next Mug that's a 14-ounce one, but the Next Mug Plus is an 18-ounce one, so it's even bigger. There is no app. There is a button that tells you like hot, simmering, or piping, or whatever, like 3 different levels. Yeah. Very simple. She's had it for a while now. She absolutely loves it. It works every single time. You don't need an app for everything.
I'll say this. I have the Ember mug. I don't even think the app is loaded on my phone anymore. Because like the way it works is like I set it one time. Yeah. And then I think the mug just it just defaults back to that temperature anyway. So I don't need the app anyway. Like it doesn't make any difference. So like I use it every day and I don't ever think about it.
So her Ember mug would not remember the settings.
Oh, okay.
And so then she would have to keep going in there, and then she couldn't sync it. It couldn't pair, and this and that, and the other thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sometimes it's better, just like the things that we talked about at the top of this podcast, right? It's sometimes better to not have cloud connected stuff.
Yeah. Just simple,
local stuff.
Simple. Yeah, this is great.
Simple work sometimes.
You're good to go.
It's okay. There's never going to be a firmware upgrade for this mug. There's no new app. There's no nothing.
Yeah,
you buy it. It works when it comes out of the box. It's going to work a year from now. So
yeah, I like that.
There you go. This one's bigger too, by the way. So in case you're needing more coffee, 18 ounces versus the...
I don't, because I use an AeroPress, and the AeroPress only presses so much. So actually, I'm not even filling up the Ember mug that I have.
It's
like sadly 2/3 full, and it tastes delicious. But every time I do it, I look in the mug and I'm like, but I wish there was more. Like that.
Why don't you just run the AeroPress twice?
I could do the but it takes a long time to do, and it's a whole house. I just drink more coffee, more cups throughout the day is really that's my answer. So I went from 2 cups to 3 cups because they're smaller cups, so I can do more. That's my excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's less coffee because
listen, don't judge me, Sanjay. It makes perfect sense, okay? I don't want to hear your judgy tone.
No, I get that, right? Like if you have small scoops of ice cream, you can have like 100 of them.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
In the small scoop, there's no calories.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
fine.
fine.
Like if you have like the small Reese's, you can have a bag of Reese's versus just the 2.
Of course.
That's the rule.
I agree with that, because in the small one, there's no place for the calories to hide. So you can have more.
Oh my God. Oh, all right, Sanjay. How can our listeners find and connect with you?
They can find me at sanjaypark.com and at home eating tiny little Reese's that don't have any calories. What about you, Adam?
Just go to my website, adamjwalker.com. It's got links to stuff. It doesn't have links to my new enablegood.io. I'll have to add that link to it, but I'm working on it. Yeah, just go there. That's the way. What do you think we should title this episode?
No calories in tiny Reese's cups.
That's a good name. It's a good title for a podcast about technology. I like that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Dun, dun, dun.